Howdy everybody. I'd like to do a quick check-in here because I want to see how your left hand's doing and its position. So, and I saved it to now just because I think that you gotta start playing some tunes and just trying to figure out this weird instrument before you can, start to hone in on why certain things are important. Why is it important that you try to get your wrist going? Why is it important how you hold this thing? And as you try to play things that are more and more complex, it becomes clear that these things that people do aren't just to appear violin-y, but it's actually about being able to have freedom of movement and smoothness in the bow that helps you get to the next level. And one of those things that often, so often, for me and pray everybody, is this left hand position. And it can cause some problems. Now, before I show you, I'll tell you now, if you look at Kenny Baker, when he plays, he has a pretty, he kind of plays like this, from what I see when he's in first position. It's, if you get used to it and that works for you, whatever, works for you, that's great. I do know that, me, but more importantly, all violinists ever, from Paganini on up to most of the greatest fiddle players in all genres that's ever lived, use a wrist like this. So it needs to be away from the neck, like this. So when you play, let's say we're playing right now, you might ask yourself, well, why does that matter? Right? Because if I'm playing it and I've got my wrist sitting here holding up the fiddle, what matters? I can still do that. That's fine, right? But the issue is going to arise when you start trying to leave this first position that you're going to have to pull your hand back like this and then shove this up. And it's just about the mechanics. And actually, the other thing that, and also, even in first position, once you learn vibrato, if I put my hand here, I can still do this. It's fine. I've been, I've wiggled this finger, these fingers a whole lot to try to be able to do vibrato can be controlled over like 30 years. So I can still do this. But if I have my wrist away, it gives me a great deal more action on my vibrato. Like if you listen to, pull out some of the Garth Brooks records and listen to the fiddler on there, and he's got this like this really big vibrato out of, and so, or you can do a slow vibrato like, and slow it back down. But all I can really say is I promise you that all of that is harder if you play with a wrist that's what you call collapsed or bent in. It needs to be out. Now it doesn't have to be like uncomfortable where you're like trying to be like a alien on top of your fiddle, like trying to, a claw coming at your hand, but just out a little bit. Give yourself some space to work over. So let's say you want to do this though for Angeline, right? That might have been, some parts might have been fine. You might say, well, that doesn't sound very much like the thing. That's very true. That was just me playing something off the cuff. But the point is movement. Or if you want to do like double stoppy things, right? So you want to go, or some stuff like, you gotta have freedom of movement. If you've heard Kenny Baker's Lonesome Moonlight Waltz, the second half, or the second solo, he does this. And it also lets you jump over here to these strings more easily, to your lower strings. I think it's worth, especially when you're just beginning, to establish that habit early on, because even if it feels a little bit awkward to you now, it won't in about just a few weeks, and then that's a deposit that you're making into the rest of your life, with this instrument. So that's just my few cents on left hand position, and I hope that helps. We'll see you in the next video. See you.